The best fried chicken in Texas. Rody's Country Fried Chicken. Texas born, Texas raised. A chicken joint with 35 years of service to our community. Thanks to our loyal customers and social media followers. Come try the best gizzards in Texas, the best tenders in Texas, and the best chicken in Texas. Call us at 830-773-9189. 830-773-9189. Don't forget, we have curbside service and delivery by DoorDash. Or find us on Facebook, Rody's Chicken. RODEES Chicken. Like us on Facebook.
The best fried chicken in Texas.
Rody's Country Fried Chicken.
That metal interview.
Erik A.K. frontman for the Arizona-based legendary thrash band FLOTSAM and JETSAM is our guest for this episode of That Metal Interview. Thank you guys for joining us. We truly welcome you sincerely. Thank you guys, all metalheads, rockers, headbangers, or whatever you want to call yourselves, just like I am. Anyways, Erik A.K. is our guest for this episode of That Metal Interview podcast. Frontman, a legendary frontman that is, for the great thrash band from Arizona. And they have a new album they're promoting by the name of Blood in the Water, AFM Records. And man, this is some good stuff. It's some very awesome thrashy stuff. And we speak to Erik about, or should I call him AK? We talked to AK about his relationship with the former FLOTSAM and JETSAM bassist, Jason Newsted, as you guys might know him as also the former bassist for Metallica, the awesome world-renowned Metallica. Yes, Jason Newsted was a part of FLOTSAM and JETSAM in the beginning of FLOTSAM and JETSAM. And anyways, he speaks, AK speaks to us about his current relationship with Jason, and we ask him whether or not they have invited Jason to join FLOTSAM, and there's an exclusive there. You guys should check it out, what he says about that. Anyways, before we continue, I want to, let's play some FLOTSAM and JETSAM. Here is the latest single, Brace for Impact, FLOTSAM and JETSAM. We'll be right back.
Will become. Oh, will you be
What a metal assault. Complete badass stuff. Thrashy to the max. The great legendary band Flotsam and Jetsam. They won't let up. They are as strong as ever. Their arrangements are strong as ever. Their music is just thrashy and as metal as ever. And I'm sure they will remain thrashy and badass as ever. So anyways, that was Brace for Impact. Some badass, brand new, fresh 2021 Flotsam and Jetsam. Right here on That Metal Interview podcast. And we invite you guys to join our radio show. It's 24/7. You can find it online, jrocksmetalzone.com. Thank you guys for joining us there on our radio show. And on there we have 5 o'clock Central Time, classic rock. For those of you classic rock fanatics, we play classic rock with our sponsors, the Roadies Country Fried Chicken, from 5 to 6 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. So you guys want to join us and check out some classic rock, man, do so, jrocksmetalzone.com. Anyways, enough talking, and here is our interview with Mr. Erik A.K, Nutson of Flotsam and Jetsam. Enjoy. Great video for sure, and single, Brace for Impact. Awesome metal for us fans, you know. Can you talk to us about this this song, single?
This one was actually originally going to be the title track, because we just like the title a lot, you know, Brace for Impact. It pretty much says, you know, new Flotsam records out, hang on to something.
Yeah.
So, but once we got the actual cover from the artist, it fit a lot better than with Blood in the Water.
Yeah.
But this was one of the first songs we got done for the record, and we knew it was going to be on the record the whole time.
Cool. It's an awesome jam, of course. Congrats on that. Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Now, the album is called Blood in the Water. It'll be out June 4th, AFM Records. Did you guys aim for an old school sound, like, you know, No Place for Disgrace? Or do you just write what comes out? How did you guys go about that?
We never really aim for anything in particular. You know, we just write what we write, and we throw some stuff away, and we keep some stuff, and we redo some stuff, but we never really have anything particular in mind when we start writing. We just write, and whatever comes out, comes out.
Nice. So whatever comes out, that's it. Very cool.
Yeah, we're old school, so of course it's going to sound a little old school.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I grew up, just, you know, by the way, I grew up with No Place for Disgrace, you know, Quattro, all that. I must have burned down those cassettes, you know, the letters and everything. Awesome.
Right on.
Awesome stuff, man. How would you say this album is different than the last release, The End of Chaos, or would you say it's a continuation?
It's kind of a continuation. I always feel like everything I've done in my career up to this point was basically practice to get me where I am now. So it's, you know, it's the whole career of learning stuff and trying things, and, you know, what you learn that you like and what you don't like and what you're good at and what you're not good at is how we got to this point right now. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it's the only thing different about this record really is that it's got a tiny little flavor of everything we've done so far.
Over 30 years of music business, man, what an accomplishment. That's not many bands can say that, you know. What was different back then in the 80s compared to today? Obviously the internet, right?
Yeah, the internet made things a lot worse and a lot better at the same time. So it's, you know, you can't sell records anymore because everybody can just pick it up for free online, so why would they buy it?
Right.
But you could sell merch online. You don't have to wait to go do a show, so you can sell merch 24 hours a day, you know. You can get a hold of people and tell them what you've got going on 24 hours a day. Back in the day, you had to wait for a magazine to come out so people knew what you were up to, or wait for a radio interview or something. Now you can just post it, and, you know, all your fans know what you're doing all the time. So, you know, like I said, it's better and it's worse at the same time. Back in the day, we had the dream of, you know, being big rock stars and having a different colored Lamborghini for every day of the week and all that crap.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's just no longer with the internet going on.
I myself, I'm a metal fan, all my life, so I miss those days of well, I'm from the cassette era, where you unfold the cassette and check out the lyrics and the pics and the credits and all that, and now you can't do that. It's just, everything's on Spotify or whatever. Do you see a change, should we say, like the next step in this evolution, or what do you think something's going to change as far as formats?
I think it'll get a little friendlier to the artist. It has to. It either has to get a little more artist friendly, or artists will just go away because there's no point in doing it. But it's everything's pretty much different. The way we record is different. The way we write is different. All because the internet's there, right at the end of your fingertips.
Right. In a way, it's good. In a way, it's bad. So I saw that. Speaking of the internet, I saw the great job he did with the Rebel Soul. With Nervosa, the collaboration, how was that experience? Was it all internet, or did you get to meet the girls, or?
It was all internet. I've known Prika for a long time. We did a couple tours with her, and I haven't met the new girls yet, except for online a couple times.
Uh-huh.
But I really like the direction they're going. They're one of those all-girl bands that are not shaking their butt and trying to be, slutty and all that. They're actual metalheads, and they actually play some good metal, and they write some good songs, and they should have the same respect as any male metal band for sure.
So let's talk about yourself. Let's talk about your past here. What made you pick up a mic, and at what point did you think you wanted to be in a band?
Well, I knew I wanted to be a singer when I was 5 years old.
5? Wow.
Yeah, I did a Christmas show in front of 500 people at my school, and that's where I caught the bug.
Wow.
I did a little solo song, and the place went nuts, and I've been wanting that acceptance ever since, So I did some theater. I did a lot of singing with crazy bands as background singer. I've pretty much have done anything that lets me sing. I just love to do it. So if somebody wants to listen to it and actually pay me to do it, those are all just pluses.
Right.
Because I just love to sing. It's one of the funnest activities I do.
Well, you're a great singer. You do a great job. Congrats on that. Awesome.
Thank you.
For people that don't know, can you tell us how FLOTSAM was formed and why that name? Whose idea was that?
That was Newsted's idea.
Oh, really? Okay.
He was reading a J.R. Tolkien book, one of the Hobbit books.
Okay.
And it's a couple of explorers in one of the stories that got lost and never found again. So he kind of liked that idea and the name, so he looked it up, and, there's different definitions of it. It's trash from a wrecked ship that washes up on shore. It also means, like, winos and bag ladies and homeless people. All those things kind of fit us pretty well at the time. So we were like, yeah, that's good. A lot of people don't know what it means, but we do. So,
well, it's a cool name. So I'm sure you get asked this question often. How was it working with Jason Newsted back in the day?
Newsted was the only thing different about Newsted back then was that he was young and immature like the rest of us.
Yeah.
He's still the same guy. He's still got the same crazy personality. Every year or every couple years he comes into town and we go out to have a couple drinks or eat or something. And he's still the same dude that was sleeping on my couch for a year back in the day,
Cool.
He's very talented. He's a natural born leader. He likes to take control of things. And we kind of let him, and it worked. It got us signed on Metal Blade, and it got us, record deal and an agent deal and all that stuff, because he is the way he is, he would send a demo to every label he can get an address for, and if he didn't hear back from him, he'd send him another one.
There you go.
And eventually they would either, write him back and say, quit sending us stuff, or, hey, yeah, this is good, this label would be good for you, or this other label would be good for you, or he just kind of one of those, bother people until they tell you no, yes or no, one way or the other.
There you go. Persistence.
Yeah.
So here's a weird question. Would you ever consider, I mean, first of all due respect to your bassist, would you ever consider bringing back Newsted if he knocked on your door, and asked?
Before we took Bill on, we knew we were parting ways with Spencer. So I called Newsted and I said, hey, you're not doing anything. We need a bass player. Why don't you come play with us?
Yeah.
And he said the timing is perfect. He would love to, but his physical condition won't let him do more than, a couple metal songs at a time.
Oh, wow.
So, he wouldn't be able to do a whole live show. He told me he can't play Metallica stuff anymore.
Really?
He's doing like cover country stuff right now because it's all his rotator cuff can handle.
Yeah, I saw that. So, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so he's bumming about that, but the guy's he's been everywhere, he's done everything, he's got more money than God, so he's I'm sure he's not too sad about it.
Right. Yeah, I'm a huge fan myself, a huge Flotsam fan, and a huge Metallica fan too. So awesome. What's your favorite Flotsam record, and what's your favorite song to play live?
Well, it's a good one.
They're all good records, by the way.
Right on. It kind of depends on what mood I'm in. I like doing Empty Air a lot off the Drift.
Okay.
That one's really fun to sing. You got to get really ballsy with it, and it's top of my power stroke the whole time. So I like stuff that's kind of a challenge to sing. So anything that's really difficult for me, that's what I like doing live. I think my favorite record right now, because I'm not sick of it yet, is the new one. Before that, probably The Cold.
It all comes down to this: how to hold on to life I once had with you.
The Cold is the first one that, it was just me and Mark Simpson basically wrote that whole record. And that was the first time that I had full freedom of lyrics and melody lines and whatever I wanted to do on the thing. And I never checked with anybody. I didn't test it out on anybody. I just wrote and sang the whole damn thing and then did it in the studio, and that's pretty much the first time anybody heard it but me.
Wow.
And I'm pretty proud of that record. So
good stuff, for sure. What advice can you give to newer up-and-coming bands?
Well, that's a really good one.
Is there a secret to being a Flotsam? What's the secret sauce or what?
It's pretty much just sticking to it.
Yeah.
I believe in this band a lot. I always have.
Uh-huh.
And when people tell me, you're not good enough to do it, or, you're not as big as this band, or you're not as big as that band, or whatever, I just don't believe them. I'm really stubborn, and I love doing this stuff. I love the shows where 5 people show up just as much as the ones where 500,000 show up.
There you go.
It's a lot of fun. And if you're not enjoying your own songs, you're not enjoying the time on stage and, pretty much everything there is to do with this business. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it, because there's way too many times in the career of a band where things just suck,
Yeah.
And you really have to enjoy the little moments enough to make it worth it for you.
There you go. Good advice. Cool. Here's a different subject. I heard you're not a big fan of Cookie Monster vocals. Is there a reason behind that?
There are some I call them Cookie Monster vocal bands
Yeah.
that I like.
Yeah.
But past that, all the rest of them just sound like one of those two bands. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's to me, it's like a carbon copy of every other Cookie Monster band.
Yeah.
The way I see it is, if you've got a great band and you put Cookie Monster vocals on it, it's because you didn't have a singer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, that doesn't make you a full band. It makes you almost a full band with no singer.
Exactly.
So, you know, and another thing it did was it added 1 million bands to the list of bands out there.
Right.
You know, there's something to be said about the power and the aggressiveness of that kind of singing. But after, you know, 2 or 3 bands of doing it, I've had enough.
Right. Yep. Yeah,
There's a couple chick bands that I like. I like Ginger. I like, you know, Nervosa.
Yeah.
And any other Cookie Monster chick bands past that just sound like one of those two. And it's kind of the same thing with, you know, guy singer Cookie Monster bands. There's a few that have a different kind of a style, or the way they present the lyrics in the song is pretty cool. But, you know, I look at a singer as somebody who can sing just about anything and not just that.
Actual notes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I like a singer who can, you know, sing Sinatra and turn around and sing Rob Halford on the same night. You know, that's good singing.
There you go. Yeah. Good point. So give us an update on A.K. Chorale.
Under that golden arch on a normal working day, strolled up to the counter. That's when I heard her say,
Is that active?
Kind of. Just recently, the guys who did the first record with me have all kind of gotten together and said, hey, it's time for another one. We have a weird cult following on the west coast of the U.S. that have been bugging me for years to do another one.
Cool.
And because we had COVID times and some downtime, I started writing some stuff for that. So that's in the works for a second record. But other than that, we really haven't done too much with it. I mean, it was kind of a joke project anyway because I was bored.
Cool. With some good stuff.
My parents did a folk album back in the 60s. And I got a hold of that and started rewriting some of their songs and copying some of their songs, and that's pretty much how that whole A.K. Chorale thing came about.
Oh, wow. Cool story there. Wow. So what music do you listen to on your off time? What's on your playlist?
Whatever I'm in the mood for. When I'm at work, I listen to stuff like Michael Bublé and the Guess Who, and when I'm at home, I try to listen to some new metal or the newest version of old metal. I listen to just about anything. If I'm at a party, I'd like to have some kind of dance music in the background. I'm not going to dance to it, but that's the kind of stuff I like to drink to, you know?
Yeah, that's all good.
It all kind of depends on what mood I'm in or where I'm at, what I'm doing.
So give us your best gig and your worst gig.
Whew.
Too many.
Wow. There is way too many. There's a couple of best gigs. We did a rock hard festival in Germany, and it was during the World Cup. Germany was in the World Cup, so everybody was taking turns going to watch the band, and then they'd go to the bar and watch the game for a while, and then they'd go back. But there was 200,000 people there, and I got to play with, stand on stage and watch Foreigner and Triumph and Whitesnake and all these cool bands.
Nice.
And we had just played before them, so it was that was a big moment for me. We also did a show here in Phoenix long time ago. 2 people showed up.
Okay.
2 girls. That was the whole audience, 2 girls.
Oh,
and
wow.
I ended up sleeping with both of them that night. So so I get to tell people I fucked the whole audience. So.
That's a good one, yeah.
Worst shows, probably a couple of shows on an Anvil tour we did in Europe way back.
Okay, yeah.
Every night of that tour was just a nightmare. So
Really? Wow. So what's next for yourself and or Flotsam, and what can fans expect next from yourself?
We plan on, I think, like in August, we're going to start touring. 2 weeks one place, 2 weeks another place, and then January we go out with Accept.
Cool.
Accept and Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons.
Nice.
And then right after that, we're going to come back and do another couple weeks on the east coast of U.S. Then we go back over to Europe, and we're going to do a headline tour, hit a bunch of festivals. We're basically going to stay on the road until we're ready to go do another record again.
Very cool.
We're so sick. Yeah, we're so sick of sitting at home from this whole COVID thing that we just want to stay out on the road forever.
Right. Well, the doors are opening up in different clubs, different arenas and places. That's cool.
Yeah, we had a big U.S. tour booked this summer, but it was like 2.5 months, almost every night playing. But more than half the venues closed down permanently, so that screwed the whole tour for us.
Yeah. Wow. That's messed up, but that's reality. So,
yeah.
Would you like to send a message to your fans listening to this podcast?
Yeah, I know we've been around for a long time, but Flotsam is not going anywhere. As long as the stuff we're writing turns out the way it does, we're just going to keep going and keep going and keep going. And we're going to be out on the road playing live in front of your face as much as we possibly can.
Awesome. Thank you for making time, Eric. I appreciate that.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Thank you, and keep rocking. We'll see you sometime on the road.
All right, brother. Thanks.
Blood in the Water is Flotsam and Jetsam's latest album, CD, production, as you want to refer to it as. You guys can download it, stream it, find it. Look for Flotsam and Jetsam's socials. You guys will find that, and it's available everywhere. Digital formats to CDs to vinyls to the whole 9 yards, guys. Okay, so anyways, thank you guys to all of you guys that support that metal interview. On behalf of myself, James, I truly appreciate that, man. Thank you from wherever you're listening to, whatever part of the globe, whatever part of the world, man. Big shout out to you guys. Great to have a community of headbangers and rockers just like I am. So thank you guys. So share, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have already subscribed, thank you. So don't forget to support Mr. Nutson's A.K. That is A.K.'s band Flotsam and Jetsam. We hope you guys enjoyed this interview and chat with the legend himself, who was there since the inception of Flotsam and Jetsam back in 1984, man. Wow. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And be on the lookout for more and more and more awesome guests here on our podcast and your podcast, That Metal Interview. And don't forget to keep it metal.
That Metal Interview.